What's up guys, the goal of today's video is to demonstrate how to do a basic account system by using AWS Cognito. So first thing first, please remember to download the example project in the link of description so you can follow along with the video. And if you have any question, please join our Discord server. We will more than happy to assist you. For the codes right here, those are just the ordinary steps or the template you need to copy from the example project to your own project for initial setups. You will need those variables set up correctly for the system to work. And for the part right here, those are just for the UI manipulation. You can see right here. Those are there are different sections. So for login section, register section, those codes are just like if you click login section, the login section will show up and register will be hide, as well as similar for password. So if some button is clicked, it will hit or show. If you have your own UI system, you don't need to follow, but you can feel free to use it. For the part right here, is really the juicy part, and you need to copy from here to your own project to perform the same functionality. So basically, it will take a bunch of variables in the game instance, such as the client secret, client ID, and the username, those kind of things, to perform a secret hash. And we will need to compute SRP to make up a mapping for the return value of the mapping will be used for as the parameter for initiate authentication function. You can see right here. You will make up a request as the parameter for the initiate authentication function. And by doing so, if everything is fine, is successful, it will call the respond to authentication challenge function right here. So for the function right here, it basically takes the challenge name as the input and a bunch of other things. You will use switch cases based on the challenge name and perform different functionality right here. So it basically, if you have you will need a password verification. You can see right here. If the challenge name is password verifier, it will go to the branch right here. So for this part, verify login password to see if the user enter like the correct password. It basically will take a bunch of parameters to compute a password claim signature. You can see right here. Those are the things you will need for the function to be called correctly. It's still gonna use a bunch of things to perform a secret hash and to make up mapping. Use the mapping outcome to make up a request to call a authentication challenge function. You can see right here. So basically, you don't need to worry about how is that done. You can just copy those code from here to perform the actual functionality. So for the password, you can see that's the username, and you can see that's the password. So the password that the user enter is stored in the variable in here. You can retrieve that value like right here. Those are the parameters you need to enter in the makeup map function. You can just copy along. And after you make up the request, you will call the respond authentication challenge function again. So you can see right here, and see if the result is returned successful or not. So if it's not successful, it basically prints some debugging information, but if it's success, it will goes back to the function right here. And let's say that the user enter correct password or so everything is correct, it will goes along to try to get a user information and update the variable such as the username in the game instance according to specific or actual value. And this part is also important that after you logged in, you will need to get the credentials for client object for other AWS services, such as the database or game lifts. And you will need to set up the cognito region, user pool ID, those kind of things just shown in the video. You can just copy along. And you will need to find those objects and see if you can find those. So if you can, there's an arrow, it will go to this false branch. Those are just like printing a bunch of like debugging information. So if everything is fine or found correctly, it will go like keep going to try to get a identity pool ID. It will use the identity pool ID stored in the game instance as well as the login stored like right in the UI to try to get an ID, and based on the ID result you can see right here, you break the result and make up a request to call the guide to get credentials for identity. So get credentials for the specific user ID, and we will need to set up the variable that is stored in the game instance after we got that actual value. We can use the credentials that we saved in the game instance, which we got from get credential for identity, to create game lift object or any other AWS objects. So you can see there are a lot of functions. You can see in the UI right here, we got different sections such as login, sign in, forgot password. Those are different sections to perform different kind of function. So for let's say that like if you set the render opacity for sign up is set to 1, the sign up page or will shown. So those are UI are controlled by the render opacity. And let's say that if the sign up button is clicked, then the play animation will set the opacity of the sign up page to 1 and perform a bunch of animations, and it will get to the part right here. So for those sections, for parts right here, you can totally just copy those codes from here to your project. Those are just ordinary steps to perform a specific, like let's say the sign out function. The user will enter the username she's trying to use, the password, and the email address. The email address is important that the AWS will actually send a verification code to the email specified right here, and after the sign up button is clicked, it will get to the confirm page. So the verification code has to be confirmed after the user is successfully signed up. So you can see those are the codes for signed up function. Play animation. If we don't need the player to verify their email, we can automatically log them in. If the player didn't get the confirmation code or time exceed, we can use these nodes to send them a confirmation code again. Oh, that's the confirm sign up. So when the user is hit confirm sign up, it will check for the verification code sent to the email that user entered to see if it matches the code that AWS sent to the user's email, and see if those matches, it will like successfully sign the user up. Those are the code for forget password. So if user is forgot the password, he can reset it. So again, if you have your own UI system, you can just like implement as like how it looks as you wish. But for the specific button is pressed, you will need to copy those codes right here accordingly to assign those function to your own button to perform same kind of functionality. And also for here, we will show you how to set up the AWS side for cognito system. We will show you how to set up both for Mac and Windows. For Mac, you will need to compile for a Linux server executable by executing the command line right here, /initiate build linux.sh to compile for a Linux server executable. So you will need to use that to upload to the AWS for work as the dedicated server. And in Windows, it's pretty straightforward. So you just go to your project like here, and go to platform, click Linux server, Linux ARM64, and just compile your package your project based as development and the Linux server. Specify a folder that you want to store the server. And you can see that here for Mac is compile. And for uploading to the AWS, it's very important that instead of like compress the entire file like Linux ARM64 server, you will need to compress the content of it. So instead of zip the entire file, you will need zip the content of it, just like showing in the video. That's super important. So if you're not following this step correctly, you will probably get some errors like cannot find the path when updating the stack or the cloud formation. So for here, just wait till it zipped up, and goes to the Amazon S3 bucket. Go to create bucket and enter a bucket name as you wish. And for tags, it's optional. If you want to add tags, add as you wish, but it's totally up to you. And then just click create bucket. Making sure that bucket versioning is enabled, so you can upload your zipped file a couple times with a specific versioning. And that's super important that when you update your stack, you will need that version ID for the stack to be successfully updated. You just click upload, and it may take a while. So when it's finished, you can just close it, and you can see the version IDs right here. You will need that later when updating or creating the cloud formation. So for now, just go to cloud formation and create a new stack. We will provide you a template, so you can just like upload a template to create a stack. You won't need to worry about other kind of thing. We will set up the cognito system for you correctly by using the template. So you can just click the choose file and pick the template that we provide you and upload it. Just hit next. Then for the parameters right here, the stack name should be whatever you want. And for the build bucket, that's the bucket name that you created. So you can find right here. Just copy that name back to the CloudFormation. The game server build key should be the name of it itself. So the zip file name. And you can find versions right here. So it's important to enable the versioning when and also for those two parameters, you can just follow along. And that's the path to the AWS, let's say the server file, the actual server file. So you can copy the path and paste it right here, but making sure that set up to relative path instead of the absolute path. For tags, it's totally optional. If you want, you can add it. And just all the way click next and submit. It might also take a while, probably 1 to 2 hours. So go to the outputs. Those are the parameters or the values, or the actually the outputs. Those are the value you will need to use those in the game instance, like right here, as I mentioned before. So for the game live region, you can just like copy the game live region and update those values accordingly, such as also as the alias ID. So in the video, in the couple of like 5 minutes, we will just help you to get all the values from the AWS and set up those accordingly in the game instance. You can see right here, it's pretty straightforward. Just copy value and paste it into the game instance to set up everything correctly. User pool and user pool. Identity pool ID. And if you remember, those are the values that we use to do things such as perform secret hash and those kind of thing. And also for you can see right here, go to integration, and you can find the client secret right here. Just follow the video. So after everything is done by following this process, you will basically get a user pool by having the username and the email as the login option, and the users will be stored in the user pool. You can see the users. For now, there's no user, but as the user register, they will be shown in the system right here. Like here's the user pool. Users that register in the system will be shown here. And for now, we will no longer need to use the IAM to generate a new role for to continue users. So for now, IAM is not needed. And here is the result that we got from by doing all these steps. So if you start a game, it will go to the login page right here. You can see if you don't have an account yet, you can sign up right here by click the sign up button and enter the username and the password accordingly, as well as an email address that is used to receive the verification codes. By clicking on the sign up, a verification code email will be sent to the email that is specified. So in order to successfully register, you will need to copy and paste that code from the email to here to hit confirm. The system will see if that actually matches the email that sent from the AWS. See the code. If the codes match up, then it will process for a while. If everything works as intended, it will go to the server map you upload to the AWS. Then you will be able to walk around in the server, in the dedicated server. So, and here, we will show you the UI manipulations. So once again, if you have your own UI system, feel free to use it. Just bind those functions to the bottoms accordingly, such as if you will need a login button, sign up button, forgot password button to switch pages. So you can see right here, when clicking the forgot password, it will go to the forgot password page. So you can enter the email to receive a reset password email. So you can reset password right here. By click send, it will go to the reset password page like shown right here. You just enter the new password you want reset and the verification code sent to your email. And let's see if that works as intended. So after set up the reset the password, it will still goes to the world directly because we set up the automatically login function at the end of each confirm function. And finally, let's try if the reset password is work as intended. So we will use the newly updated password for login. You can see right here. And click login. It should be fine. It should be everything good. So if you're confused or you have any question, please ask ask questions in the server. But for performing those functionality, you should be fine for just copying those in the example project to your own project and to perform the same kind of functionality. Thanks for watching.